Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Continuing with the teachings of Lord Kapila, describing a materialist's life. Description of adverse fruitive activities. People in the material world lead a false life. Why do we say false? Because their basic identification, the basic understanding of life is on a false platform of, or false understanding of, that I am this body. You go and tell them, my dear sir, you are not this body, you are spirit soul. No, I am this body. Prabhupada, today we read in the conversation, go and tell the dog, Mr. Dog, you are not this body, you are spirit soul. The dog cannot understand. Go and tell some people you are not this body, you are spirit soul. Even if he doesn't try to understand, he is on the platform of dog only, animal only. Let us begin with the understanding, with an example which Srila Prabhupada has given of the comparison wherein the life on this material world can be compared to a train journey. We get into a train, take our seats. You can remember how when we travel we book our tickets, get into the train, sit comfortably, and whatever, make friendship with the co-passengers, purchase some food and we eat. And so many vendors keep coming and going, some shopping we may do, and little adjustments we do for comfortable sitting or sleeping, for walking, going and washing hands, using the toilet, so many things. We make ourselves comfortable. And we may start thinking, sometimes it happens, especially we sit in some reserved compartments, especially the sleeper bogie. So many other passengers without whatever the reserved tickets, they also come there. They are supposed to go to the general bogie, they come here because there it will be tight, packed, no space. They'll come and sit here and there, and sometimes they get scoldings. It is our seat, and some rude people, they just send them away. Sometimes they'll be very strong. How much ever you tell, they'll sit there, they'll occupy your seat. And we may complain to the TT or whatever and make ourselves comfortable. Thinking, I am comfortable here. See that person, he doesn't have a reserved ticket, he should immediately go away. Let him stand near the toilets, and however let him continue the journey. But I have a ticket here, comfortably seated. They cannot push me outside, and we are very happy. Making friendship with co-passengers, eating whatever we have taken, and using all the facilities there, I am comfortable, I am perfect. If we start thinking like this and become attached to these facilities, then our station may come. And if we are not alert to get down there, we may continue our journey and the purpose of the journey will not be satisfied, will not be complete. Is it that eternally we'll keep traveling in that train with those facilities? No, we cannot. We'll be pulled outside, and maybe if we travel beyond the whatever the ticket fare what we have paid, we may be punishable also later. If we extend our journey, we have to pay fine to the TT. So we have to be very alert regarding the goal or the objective, the destination where we want to reach, and act accordingly. So sometimes we may get a reserved ticket and travel comfortably, well and good. There's nothing harm in that. Sometimes we may not get waiting list. Somehow, if at all we have to make this journey, we take the risk of all the discomforts, maybe in the general bogie, and somehow we travel and reach the destination. So likewise, let us compare this example with human form of life. Sometimes it may so happen, if our karma is bad, whatever, we don't have proper means to eat, no sufficient money, family is not supportive, health is not okay, a lot of reversals, failures in life may happen. On the other hand, if our karma is good, good wife, good children, nice home, and all whatever facilities or what is mentioned here, Atma, Jaya, Sutta, Agara, Pashu, Dravina. Pashu means animals, wealth, friends, everything is very nice. Shri Krishna Balarama ki. If we think all of these facilities have got and now I have become perfect, Atmanam Bahumanyate, one thinks of himself very high. See, all others, they don't have these facilities, but I have got these facilities. I am something superior to them. By acquiring all of these facilities, I have made my life perfect. Now I have become perfect. So this is what is the life of a materialist who does not have spiritual knowledge, who is fully deep rooted in the understanding of I am this body, completely unaware of his spiritual existence. He tries to make all adjustments in the temporary journey of his life, and in making those adjustments, if he is successful, he thinks, now I am perfect. But these are all false. One or the other day, old age will come, death will come and pull him out from all of those comforts and facilities and attachment. He will be completely pulled out, forcefully. This is the fact of, this is how material nature, material world is. We need to be aware of this. So Atma meaning body, Jaya the wife, Sutta children, Agara home, Pashu animals, Dravina wealth, Bandhu friends. I'll keep my body nice, fit, wife, children, home, animals, wealth, friends. Nirudha Moola Hridaya. Nirudha Moola means deep rooted. Niruda Mula Hridaya Atmanam Bahumanyate. So such satisfaction with one's standard of living is due to deep-rooted attraction for body, wife, home, children, animals, wealth, friends. In such association, the conditioned soul thinks himself quite perfect. He thinks, if I can have all of these things, I have become a perfect human being, a perfect man, a perfect citizen. But Prabhupada says in the purport, in the first sentence, this so-called perfection of human life is a concoction, is a mental concoction. Under mental plane, he thinks falsely in such a manner. It is nothing but a mental concoction. It is not a fact. He is not perfect through attainment or acquiring these material facilities. Now, I'll read some 2-3 quotes from Srila Prabhupada, where Prabhupada speaks on the perfection of human life. See, everyone, we have this tendency, we have this eagerness to become perfect. In whatever we do, we want to achieve perfection. So now, a materialist, as Kapila Muni speaks in this verse, he thinks that maintaining the body, wife, children, wealth, friends, through all of these things I'll become perfect. No, this is completely wrong. This is false. It's mental concoction. Then, what is real perfection? When can I be satisfied or take happiness that now, yes, I have become perfect? In one place, Srila Prabhupada says, perfection of life is that when there is guarantee of no more birth, no more death, no more old age, and no more disease, that is perfection. Again I repeat, no more birth, no more disease, no more old age, and no more death. This is perfection. So how do we attain this? In fact, like even materialists, scientists, they are trying for this. No more disease, so much they are trying. With all scientific, technological advancement, still we haven't achieved perfection here. They say we'll still trying. But, and then old age, we don't want to become old, but old age is forced upon us and we are unable to conquer that, and disease, and finally death. So if you are able to conquer these things, no more birth, death, old age, disease, then that is perfection. Anyone who understands Krishna in truth, his life is perfect. If you understand the Supreme Lord, your life becomes perfect. How? Because Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So Arjuna, if we are able to understand the janma and karma, the birth, activities of the Supreme Lord, then after giving up this body, tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti, you will not get birth again in this material world. So then we would have reached perfection as given here. The perfection of life is that after giving up this body, we shall not accept any more material body. That is perfection. Okay, this is one point. Another, second one. Saddharmasyavabodhaya Yesha nirbandhini matihi. Nirbandhini matihi means he has already determined that in this life I shall make my life perfect. Then for him perfection is guaranteed. See, nirbandhini matihi. Actually, like this comes under the in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is quoted from some Vedic literature, like speaking about Sanatana Goswami. So Prabhupada continues to say, one should be very much serious to make complete perfection in this life. So a man should be serious like Sanatana Goswami, and for that purpose he sacrificed everything. He became a beggar. So we should be prepared to sacrifice anything for perfection of this human form of life. Then perfection is guaranteed. Simply we should be very serious. That's all. So here Prabhupada is mentioning the way to make our life perfect. How? The way to make our life perfect is to be serious, eagerness to make our life perfect. This eagerness should be there. We should be eager to make our life perfect. Only then it will become perfect. If that eagerness is not there, then seriousness won't come. If we are not serious, then it's not so easy. So we have to become serious like Sanatana Goswami, Prabhupada is telling. Why? Sanatana Goswami was ready to sacrifice everything to make his life perfect. So if we just recollect, Sanatana Goswami do. He was the prime minister in the court of Nawab Hussain Shah, highly educated, highly learned, scholar, intelligent, aristocratic, but still he left all of these things and became a beggar, a mendicant, just to make his life perfect. So this is the seriousness. So we have to be ready to sacrifice anything, any comforts of our life, keeping this goal of life intact. We have to make our life perfect. I have to come out of birth, death, old age, disease. And how all of these things will happen? When we become attached to the Supreme Lord. That is stated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you remember the Shikshashtaka, third point. Yugayitam nimeshena chakshusha pravrushayitam shunyayitam jagat sarvam govinda virahena me. If a person starts thinking, Yugayitam nimeshena, a minute, a passing minute appears to be like 12 years of time or more. And then Chakshusha Pravrishayitam, tears run down from one's eyes. And Shunyayitam Jagat Sarvam, when he thinks or when he sees the whole world to be vacant, when Govinda Virahena me, when he is separated from the Supreme Lord. In the separation of the Lord, if one thinks just a moment to pass as if a very long duration of time, and because of separation from the Lord, continuously tears roll from his eyes, and he thinks, even though he may be in the midst of all comforts, facilities, just like Atma, Jaya, Sutta, Agara, everything, none of these things will pacify him. He thinks everything to be zero or vacant. This is perfection of life. He simply wants the association of the Supreme Lord, without which his separation from the Lord is manifested in these forms, then our life is said to be perfect. Then we can say we are perfectly situated in our spiritual life, in our journey back to home, back to Godhead. So these are the few things. So now I'll read out, just like this verse we are seeing, Atma Jaya Sutagara Pashu Dravina Bandhushu Niruda Mula Hridaya Atmanam Bahumanyate. There is almost a very similar verse in the first canto of Bhagavatam. Same verse, almost 50% of the verse is the same, describing about Parikshit Maharaj. How was Maharaja Parikshit? How was he situated? Because we have heard how Parikshit Maharaj, he was the emperor. As soon as he heard, got the news that within 7 days he has to give up this body and go, his time is over, so easily, so quickly, he gave up all his attachments towards all of these Atma, Jaya, Sutta, Agara. So Shukdev Goswami describes Maharaja Parikshit in this way. Atma, Jaya, Sutta, Agara, Pashu, Dravina, Bandhushu, Rajye, Chavikale, Nityam, Virudham, Mamatam, Jahau. Virudham, Mahatam, Jahau. Mahatam, Virudham. Virudha means very strongly attached. Mamatam, I and mine, thinking this is my body, my wife, my children, my wealth, my country. Jahau. Maharaja Parikshit was able to give these things up. What and all he gave up? Atma, his body, Jaya, his wife, Sutta, children, Agara, his house, palace, Pashu, all animals, whatever, horses and elephants in the army, what he had, Dravina, his wealth, Bandhushu, friends, Rajye cha Avikale, unrivaled kingdom he had. Everything he was able to give up. The translation goes like this. Maharaja Parikshit, as a result of his wholehearted attraction for Lord Krishna, was able to give up all deep-rooted affection for his personal body, his wife, his children, his palace, animals like horses and elephants, his treasury house, his friends and relatives, and his undisputed kingdom. How was he able to give up? As a result of his wholehearted attraction for Lord Krishna. This is the point. It's not so easy to give up the attraction towards all of these things. But if we possess this, if we are serious to attain this, what? Wholehearted attraction for Lord Krishna. Then we'll be able to give up all the attachment towards other things of this material world. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes very nicely, attachment for household paraphernalia and for Lord Krishna go poorly together. Again I repeat, attachment for household paraphernalia and for Lord Krishna go poorly together. Meaning what? If at all we have attachment to household paraphernalia, wife, children, the furniture there, the wealth there, money and land, property, and then I also want to have attachment towards Krishna. No, it won't go well together. It won't happen. If at all I want to have attraction towards Krishna, I have to give up attachment towards all wealth, family and whatever material assets. They won't go together. I'll have attachment towards Krishna also, I'll have attachment towards family and wealth and property also. It won't go together. Either one only. Any one we have to select. Both of them I want? No. There is no option like that. Bhogaishvarya prasaktanam taya apahrita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhir samadhau na vidhiyate. If a person is attached to bhoga, aishvarya, prasaktanam, too much attached to these things, vyavasayatmika buddhir, no, it won't come. Attachment towards Krishna won't happen. Attachment for household paraphernalia and for Lord Krishna go poorly together. One attachment is the path of darkness and the other attachment is the path of light. So one attachment is the path of darkness. Which attachment? Towards family, material property, wealth. This is the path of darkness. On the other hand, this is the path of light. Which is that? Attachment towards Krishna. But an expert devotee can turn everything to the path of light by an attitude of service to the Lord. See? If at all we become expert devotees, then only we can turn everything towards the path of light. So we may be in the path of darkness with a lot of wealth, property, assets, family, attachment, everything. Still, we can convert this path into the path of light. How and when? If there is an attitude of service to the Supreme Lord. With this attitude only, we can convert that into the path of light. Otherwise, no, it's a path of darkness and we'll go and fall into a hellish condition of life. And the best example here is the Pandavas. Maharaja Yudhishthira and householders like him can turn everything to light by dovetailing so-called material assets in the service of the Lord. But one who is not trained or is unable to turn everything to the service of the Lord must give up all material connections before he can be fit to hear and chant the glories of the Lord. If we are trained, we are at least following the footsteps of Maharaja Yudhishthira and the Pandavas, and with the attitude of service, we engage all the possessions we have in the service of the Lord, then yes, we can also be in the path of life, a path of light amidst all the griha, family, wealth, property, everything. If this attitude of service is not there, then no, it won't happen. We are in the path of darkness. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe. In other words, one who has seriously heard Srimad Bhagavatam for even one day, like Maharaja Parikshit, from a fit personality like Shukadeva Goswami, may be able to lose all affinity for material things. So another secret is given here. By hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, we will lose all affinity towards material things. Shrinvatam swakata Krishna punya shravana kirtana hridi antastohi abhadrani vidunoti sahrit satam. All unwanted things from the heart will be taken away. Unwanted attachments what we have will be taken away just by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, every day. Here, one caution Srila Prabhupada gives here. There is no utility simply in imitating Maharaja Parikshit and hearing Bhagavatam professional men even for 700 years. See, this care we should take. Just because I am hearing Bhagavatam from someone and somewhere, no, it won't work. We should be very careful from whom are we hearing. If the person who is speaking Bhagavatam is a professional man, is speaking for whatever monetary purposes, for maintaining his family, then such recitation and hearing from such a person will not have the desired effect. Prabhupada says here, even for 700 years if you hear, still it won't be effective. To take Srimad Bhagavatam as a means of maintaining family expenditure is the grossest type of Namaparada offense at the feet of the Lord. Sarva Shubha Kriya Samyam Api Pramadaha. So it's an offense, grossest type of offense. Using whatever Bhagavatam or chanting of the holy names of the Lord just for the purpose of maintaining our family, it becomes an offense at the lotus feet of the holy name. So we should be careful that we hear from devotees, especially from an Uttamadikari, a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada, on a regular basis. Only on the strength of such hearing we can give up attachment towards our material life. Because material life, material attachment, it will lead us in the path of darkness and create a hellish situation for us. So by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from a pure devotee, even though we may be in the middle of all such material property, wealth and family and friends, everything, still if we can dovetail all of these things towards the service of the Supreme Lord with an attitude of service towards the Supreme Lord, then we can make this path of light towards the Supreme Lord in attainment of love of Godhead, which is the ultimate perfection of our life. We'll stop with this. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.